Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another video. In this one I'm going to show you how my creative journey with the camera started, what gear I use, and kind of just how it all started, and then we'll just run through the quick progression of what I've done so far and then maybe what I want to do in the future. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's get into this story a little more in depth here. So my creative journey started well before high school, but my creative journey with the camera actually did start in high school, so we'll start there. Like I said, since my creative journey overall started earlier, this was the time that I kind of became interested in technology really heavily, and so combining creativity and technology kind of resulted really in logically what you'd think, which is using a camera and telling a story through a lens. So that's what happened. I took a couple of photography classes in high school, along with some graphic design, so I could edit and enhance my photos on the computer, which was really awesome. So that happened in high school, and actually around the same time too, I was getting into YouTube. So I discovered what you could do with video with a camera. I kind of wanted to be a tech YouTuber actually, kind of get into that technology space. And I even tried, if you go back on my channel to the very beginning, you'll see some of the videos that I made with some of the cameras I'm actually going to show you a little bit here. So I started with those photography and graphic design classes, you were told that you didn't have to get a camera at that time, but I kind of figured that having my own camera to kind of do whatever I wanted with and maybe take more risks or even just spend more time with was probably a good idea. So I started doing research, and like I said, I was interested in technology, so that kind of was just interesting to do research for cameras and stuff, and quickly landed on this Canon PowerShot PH300HS or F300HS, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a decently recommended camera around the same time, as it was like really small and compact and could do 1080p video, and it was decently bright, wide open. I think like a 2.8 and 2.7 aperture was what you could get on the wide side with this. So I quickly started using this in my classes and outside my classes, making YouTube videos. Like I said, some of the early videos on my channel were made with this. Some of the sidekick videos that I made back in the day with my phone at the time. So that's what started it all, was taking pictures with this. I actually got some decent pictures and got some praises from my teachers with making content from this. So when people say gear doesn't matter, they're right. Just start with something like this. It's all about progressing and kind of seeing what you can do with your kind of imagination and creativity, rather than just the gear you have. Obviously gear matters, and I quickly realized that a little bit of progression in that area was kind of a good idea. So as I got through high school, my dad was actually interested in photography at the same time, and I remember when he actually got the camera that I'm about to show you. But I quickly realized that I needed a little bit more for my camera, and since he had a camera as well, I picked that up and started to mess with that a little bit. And obviously, this doesn't do a few things that bigger and better cameras did even then too. So I quickly jumped to this, which is a Nikon D3100. This does raw photos, obviously, that you can edit in Lightroom a little better and take more advantage of that way. It did 1080p video. They both do 1080p video, but obviously the bigger sensor in this is kind of a plus side there too, and the lens you could take on and put on and kind of get the image quality you wanted. Since this wasn't my camera, I didn't do too much with it, but I actually did buy a 50mm lens. And as I graduated high school, and progressed to college, I used that 50mm lens with this to do some projects. I think I actually started doing weddings with that camera too. I put a 50mm on this and shot a wedding exclusively on that. Obviously, I quickly realized there is more to shooting, and you needed more gear than just one camera and one lens, but like I even talked about a little earlier, was the whole gear doesn't matter thing. It's all about like what you want to shoot in your drive and with creativity and stuff. So I did what I could with that, took full advantage, and kind of thought of interesting ways to shoot. Didn't have any gimbals or didn't have any fancy stuff like that, so just my hands and tripods are all what kept this stable. And if you go back and see my first wedding video, you'll see what I'm talking about there. But that's my journey, at least the start of my journey in video and photo. I discovered actually more about cameras, more about technology in college. Obviously, met a lot of people, did a lot of good things. Bought new cameras, jumped to Panasonic after another Nikon because I was more serious about video, and a lot of technology progressed since I started with this camera and then jumped to this, obviously. So obviously I'm continuing to progress today. I actually made a video recently about kind of how one of my weaknesses was storytelling, and whether you believe it or not, that kind of manifested more progress at the beginning of this year, where I kind of dove deep into storytelling and got some great advice from other people about how to improve it and kind of how to incorporate a good story into kind of a vlog scenario, as that's really big right now in a lot of companies. Kind of that's the way they decide to tell a story, brands, companies, all these things. So these videos are really great just for me to make content, but then also maybe they help me progress in the future as well. So I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe down below. It really helps out a lot. Otherwise, let me know what you got for your cameras in the comments in the beginning, or what you use now. Sharing gear is always a fun thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Thanks.